All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to video 3. I hope you're enjoying this training. If you haven't watched video 1 and 2, you can click the buttons and go back and watch those. But we're trying to do things in a sequential order. So I'm pretty excited about today's video. We're going to be going over some killer, super killer marketing strategies and some strategies that just you must put in sequence, you must execute on to be successful in e-commerce. Now, just to recap a little bit, on the last video, we talked about what do all the 7, 8, and 9-figure earners have in common. And again, we talked about sequence a little bit, and we talked about knowing your numbers. You cannot optimize what you don't track. So you have to know your numbers. I know it's kind of part of some of the math, but you have to know what your AOV is, your CPA, your LTV, your PM. There's all these different little acronyms. Now, we went over those in video 2, so I'm not going to go over those again. Then we talked about research, how critical research is to everything e-commerce. And we point out some sites like SimilarWeb and Amazon and Google Trends and Pinterest, how you could use for your research. And then we talked about strategy, and about finding that hot, hungry market. And I gave you my fishing story, going, hey, we're not going to go fishing where there's no fish. We're not going to use the wrong bait for a certain kind of fish. And we talked about, are they searching for the product or is it an impulse buy, right? And we talked about business model. We talked about, are we chasing trends and are we just trying to find the hot new product, the as seen on TV model? Or are we focusing on building a niche and building a brand? Or do we just want to serve the industry and kind of work within the industry? And then I also mentioned, I want to say this again, you're just one product away from millions of dollars. The right product, the right design can just change your life. So then we went in, we talked about the various platforms, pros and cons of Shopify, Amazon, Etsy, and then we went over LaunchCart, right? And then we talked about the 7 hot niches in e-commerce that anybody can get into, just to kind of get you started on some thought processes. And just to recap about LaunchCart, we're going to go over this in video 4. We're actually going to demo, and we're going to share with you why we believe we're kind of in a disruptor in the e-commerce space. But LaunchCart's just easier to use, push button simple. It's built to increase conversions and average order value. Our goal is to be #1 in that area. It's really a print-on-demand e-commerce platform in this phase 1, a print-on-demand fulfillment center tied into our sister company, Printech. And we're going to go more over product sourcing in video 4 as well. And again, Printech offers inventory management and that kind of stuff. And it's got a built-in marketplace for customizable, personalizable, and done-for-you products, which is really unique to us. And again, we do have that, and we are known for having the personalization and custom product engines, which is really cool. So, but as we roll in today's video, we are going to go over some of this marketing stuff, and it's pretty exciting. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into some marketing strategies. So I recorded this video a little earlier, so let's go ahead and play this video. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the top marketing strategies for e-commerce that I personally use, and I learned this from a lot of other wicked smart guys, and anybody can do this, and it's just a really, really simple strategy. There's some work involved like anything, but anybody can do this, and it's a great strategy, and it's really one of the #1 things you can do to really focus and get things really launched and going. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what is the #1 step everyone forgets? Like, when you start doing anything in e-commerce, we talked about sequence, before, and there's a sequence to things. And this is the #1 thing that everyone forgets. You should never, ever, ever go launch a product, start marketing a product, spending money on a product, driving traffic for a product until you do this one thing. What do you think that is? Okay, so if you said testing, you would be correct, right? So testing, everything from image designs to prices to pictures to videos. You want to test things before you put the pedal to the metal and really get things going, because you would be surprised on how split testing a few words in a headline or the color of a button or doing different things that we're going to talk about later in this video, later on, is conversion strategies that are really, really, really significant. So I'm going to give you a few examples of what we've actually done. So we have a client, her name is Bethany Frankel, and she has this initiative called Be Strong, and she was always doing hashtag Be Strong, and she wanted everything to have hashtag Be Strong. And So, you know, we started selling some shirts and the sales weren't all that good. And I thought to myself, I'm going to do a split test and I'm going to ask her audience what they want. Do they want hashtag or do they not want hashtag? And so we just took 2 shirts, put the different images on one with the hashtag, one without, be strong or just be strong. Please vote 1 or 2 in the comment buttons. Your opinion counts. And then of course I put a link to the store, so if they didn't want to go buy them, they could go buy them. Now on the right-hand side, I'm going to read some of these, okay? Without the hashtag, everything hashtag annoys me and makes me not pay attention to it. I never have used it in the way it is used now and as a pound sign, and I never will. It irritates my soul, okay? Number 2, Wendy says, number 2, it stands out as more caring message. I'm so tired of all this hashtag crap. You don't want to be seen as marketing. And I didn't get these out of order. I just took a screenshot of I think we had, I don't know how many comments we had. Oh, there it is. We had 2,900 comments. See at the bottom right underneath Boost Post, 2,900 comments and 32 shares. I just ordered the hashtag one. I think it's the best only because it's possibly to take someone who doesn't know what my shirt means. Okay, Elizabeth, number 2, you don't need all that hashtag crap. You get your point across better without it. Keeping it simple but clear. Then Janine, I like option 1. It gives people the opportunity to know it's a movement and know what to search for when they want to know what it is. Okay, so anyway, the bottom line is we went through this, we did this exercise, and because we already had the hashtag, you know, but clearly out of the 2,900 comments, without the hashtag won hands down. I mean, it won hands down. So there you go. Let your audience tell you what you like and increases your sales, your AOV, and all that kind of stuff. Now, she wanted a hat. So she also has this saying, this is hashtag, this is a Christus, and then the Be Strong. So we did the same exact thing for the hat. Which hat should we launch first? Please vote 1 or 2 and share your comments. Hashtag your opinion counts. Dedicated to helping families affected by recent disasters. Now you see, my team missed well, we weren't selling these hats yet. So the reason there's no URL to go buy the hats is because we hadn't had these hats. We were testing, because the thing with hats and embroidery is we actually had to get inventory made with those. You can't just do one-offs with hats and embroidery. So look at this, 1, not 2. 2 is too much Live Strong campaign. Both are nice, but I think I'd go with 2. 2 stands out for sure. Hard to choose, I like both, possibly 2. 2, the red stands out more. 2, simple but sends a deep message. So sad. That even over the hat, it has to become political. Great job, Bethany. Number 1, it's more original. I've seen similar phrases like 2. This is a crisis. Number 1, it's going to live on for so many situations. Number 1 on the front, number 2 on the back. That's a good idea. Number 1 on the front, number 2 on the back. So anyway, the point is, look at this, 809 comments, 5 shares. So the point is we're letting the audience tell us what they want and which way to go with and what to do. And again, out of 809 comments, Be Strong won hands down. So we launched with the Be Strong hat. Now again, now we have some Be Strong leggings, right? So let's do the same thing. Do we want Be Strong down the leg? Do we want Be Strong on the back, above the butt? So which position do you like better? Please vote 1 or 2 and share your comments. Hashtag your opinion counts. Dedicated to helping families affected by recent disasters. 711 comments and 6 shares. I like number 1 with smaller letters. I was going with 2, but the awesomeness wouldn't be seen if I had a top on that wasn't short enough. I love them both. Carolyn, number 1, it's easier to read and the message, and you don't have to tuck your shirt in. I don't care for number 2 because I don't like people focusing on my behind as I walk around the street. Tessie, don't be strong on the ass, on the leg. What she's saying, I don't know. Don't be, she misspelled something. Stands out more, and the shirt will cover it on the ass. Okay, number 1, an idea. If you had a smaller lettering, do you do the Be Strong down both sides, repeating them from top to bottom, like side piping? Both are why not 2 bigger and in the midline booty, or 1 that semi covers around the side of the leg? Maybe a little more subtle. 2 draws attention to the backside for us curvaceous gals, not where we want to see it. Anyway, the point is, look at the feedback you get and the comments. They tell you what they want, and then you go give them what they want. So, and if we didn't get any engagement, if we didn't get any comments, if we didn't get any stuff, we wouldn't even do leggings. We wouldn't even do it, right? So it's very, very critical. Now let me show you how we did this, right? So we ran page post engagement ads to those 3 different pages, posts I just showed you. Okay, you can see the cost per result, 7 cents per post engagement, 6 cents, and 2 cents. Okay, I spent a total of $437.79, and lo and behold, we ended up making 12 sales. Now our AOV was $35. So you say you spend 35 times 12 was 420. Now again, we're giving money to the charity. There's a cost of goods. So it wasn't a profitable ad spend, but we did make money getting that data and then teeing people up, right? So that's smart marketing, right? That's what we call leverage. And I'm going to kind of go over that right now. So it's about leveraging your efforts and results. So how can I leverage what I just did even more? Here's how. Facebook Messenger marketing. This literally is the next big wave for marketing. It's actually already kicked into gear big time. So for those of you, the big red arrows pointing to a Facebook Messenger ad that popped up. But look at these stats. The average open rate of a Facebook Messenger is 90%, and the average click-through rate is 30%. How powerful is that, right? So now what we do is we use a company called Trust Message. And Trust Message ties to your fan page and allows you to send a message to anybody who made a post on, or anyone that made a comment on a post that you made. And then not only that, but it allows you to personalize the message with merge fields. So let me show you a screenshot on the next one you can kind of read. Here's the message. Hey, first name. Now it pulls their name from Facebook, right? So it's, hey, Greg, thanks for sharing your comments about the hats. They are much appreciated. We've decided to launch with the Be Strong hat for now. You can get yours here. Then the link directly to the hat. Not to the home page, not to the page of the site, but directly to get the hat. We really appreciate your support and hope you have a wonderful current day, Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is that this message is going out. And then we put Shay's name and then Team Bethany. Again, we were getting more than 30% click-throughs on these links, and we were selling hats like crazy, as well as we were selling leggings like crazy, as well as we were selling Be Strong shirts like crazy. That's leveraging. So now I haven't had the chance to really figure out the going back to that ad spend, but it is working. It does working. So it's always about leveraging your efforts and your results. What can you do from a sequential standpoint? When I do something, how do I leverage that? What do I do? How do I continue to take this down the path and make that work, right? So now let's take this one step further. So this is another step in just marketing that everybody should be doing. There's still money in email marketing. You have to build a list, but you can also build a Facebook Messenger list. You can just build pixels, pixels for retargeting. So this is what I'm going to refer to as the perfect engaging and entertaining list building strategies. Okay, so here's what we did. She's got a jeans line coming out in September. So this was way back in June. New Skinny Girl Jeans by Bethany will be available on September 10th. Click sign up below right now and you'll be entered to win a pair of jeans before everyone else gets them. Okay, we created that MailChimp account on May 31st. And then by June 9th, we had 73,337 people that had entered into that contest. Right now, we're in the middle of doing another contest with a program called Gleam, Gleam.io. You can check it out. And Gleam.io is like a points-driven contest where people get points for subscribing to the newsletter. They get points for visiting Skinny Girl on Facebook. They get points for visiting at Skinny Girl on Instagram. They get points for showing off their Be Strong apparel if they bought one. They get points for tweeting on Twitter. They get points for tweeting with the hashtag. They get points for following at Skinny Girl brand on Twitter. They get points for visiting shopskinnygirl.com, which is the new website where we'll be selling the jeans, so we're dropping a pixel on them. When they get points for visiting Bethany.com. They can actually write a blog post and get points. They can refer friends and get points. And they can click just the button and get daily points. So 12 ways to enter, and Gleam allows you to add and subtract a whole bunch of different ways. You can have even more ways than that. And it's absolutely phenomenal of what that looks like and how that goes. And then again, just to kind of add on to that, now we've got another, since we started these campaigns, 2,697 customers have bought from the Be Strong fundraiser. And you go, well, how do you get them to the fundraiser? I'm going to show you that in just a second. And then Shop Skinny Girl, 74,822. And then we had another list, just Bethany.com, because we started sending traffic to Bethany.com and doing an opt-in list, which again, when we started working with Bethany, she didn't have a list. This is all new. So 10,000. So we have over, 85, 86,000 people in our list for our launch and for what we're doing. Now, how did we get people and how did we leverage, again, that stuff? So when people entered the fundraiser and gave us their email address to get in the fundraiser, on the thank you page, we sent them to this thing that basically said, hey, get a This Is Christ or Be Strong apparel today. 100% of profits are donated to Delivering Good. And since we did that in like the last 45, 60 days, actually I think it's 45, I'm not sure exactly the date, we've done over $98,228 of sales with an AOV of $35. And leverage, right? We leveraged our strategies, we leveraged what we were doing, and we just leveraged this stuff. So it's just, you can do it, and then now we have that list to continue to market to, continue to market to. So my coaching and mentoring to you would be, come up with a contest, come up with a list building strategy, build the list first, then you can leverage marketing and messaging and messenger to market. I'm going to go over more of that a little bit later. So let me give you just another quick example. You go, well, hey, I don't have a Bethany or I don't have a jeans line. So let's say you have a product and you're in the sports fans niche, and you want to get a list of sports fans. You want to get a list of sports fans that are geographic. So you want to get sports fans that are in the Seattle area, right? So you can go to eBay and you can search for, Seattle Seahawks crock pot. You go buy a crock pot, and then now you have a crock pot to give away, right? So then you can run a Facebook ads. You can send them to a page that, opt in here and win your crock pot, your slow cooker. And now you've built a database, a list of fans, football fans that live more than likely live in the Seattle area because you're advertising and marketing the Seattle area, and boom, and you drop in a pixel on them as well. So it's just a simple, easy strategy that anybody can do, and basically it is just works for anybody and everybody. And then with that list, you can leverage it and leverage it and leverage it and make money as you go on. So those are some of my great strategies that I refer to as engaging and entertaining list building strategies. So thanks. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. So now I want to go through some conversion strategies that count with multiple dollar signs. And there's this premise out there that I need more traffic. I need to get more traffic to my website. I got to drive all the traffic. Well, you need traffic, but you need conversions first. Your site needs to be optimized to convert, because the worst thing you can do is spend money, energy, and effort driving lots of traffic and your site doesn't convert. And you have to be optimized for this. You have to know what's going on. So we're going to talk about what the 7 and the 8-figure and the 9-figure earners do to increase conversions in their e-commerce store. So here's an image of why do customers not convert. And the first thing I want to talk about is how important page load speed is. You really, 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 really have to optimize your images before you build them and upload them on your site. You have to really look at your HTTP requests, and although there are a million apps you can install in your store, every single app you install creates an HTTP request and slows down your store. So we recommend you don't have a lot of apps. Get 2, 3, 4 apps, 5 apps. If you're using Shopify, boom. In a LaunchCart, we're trying to eliminate that altogether. And then using custom fonts slows down your speed. So again, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to have your font on point. But if you keep this in mind as you're building your brand, or use the web's fonts that are approved, it speeds up your site. And this is just such a critical thing, because again, you have to be able to track it and optimize it. And if you don't track it, you can't optimize it. So I'm going to give you some stats to kind of look at, to kind of compare what your site's doing and what our goals are. So the average speed index of e-commerce stores in the United States of America is 6.6 seconds. Our goal is to get that under 3 seconds, right? Now that's pretty hard to achieve, but that's the goal, right? The average page size, meaning how much kilobytes and megabytes are trying to be loaded when somebody comes to a website, all your pictures, all your images, all your buttons, everything with that thing, the average page size of an e-com store in the US is 3.7 megabytes. Our goal is 500,000 kilobytes. Now, that's very hard to achieve, but again, the closer we can get to a smaller page load size, or page size, the faster that page is going to load. And now everything's on mobile. This is really, really, really critical, and I don't really have time in this video to go over bounce rates and how the bounce rates equate to more money in your pocket, and maybe I'll try to squeeze that in here. I don't know, see. The average request count, and again, if you don't know technology, and I don't really know technology, but whenever a page is loaded, it's requesting these different HTTP requests. It might be JavaScript, I don't know what it is. It's all these different things. And there's these sites. I'm going to give you these sites you can go and test. It's going to tell you how many requests you have. The average e-com site has 127 HTTP requests. Our goal is to get fewer than 50, right? These are all things that impact page load speed, which really directly go to bounce rates. And let me give you an example. Let's say you're paying $1 a click and you're driving traffic to your website and you have a 90% bounce rate, meaning people come to your website and the page loads so slow, or they don't see what they thought they were going to see because the page wasn't optimized, the words, the headings, whatever didn't match, whatever, and they leave. You have a 90% bounce rate, right? Okay, that means you're spending $10 to get one person to stick, right? So that's really a lot more than $1 per click, right? And if you lower that to 80% bounce rate, you just cut your ad costs in half, because you're really not paying $1 a click when you consider the bounce rates. You're paying more than $1 a click because people are bouncing. So if you take that into consideration and you optimize your site for page load speed and language and words and colors and buttons and all these different things we're going to go over, then you maybe go get that down to 80% or 70%. The numbers are drastic, okay? Drastic. Okay, so here's some resources that you can write down, take a screenshot of this to check your page load speed. So you can go to developers.google.com speed/page speed /insights. And again, if you just typed in Google page speed, it's going to come up. There's another one called tools.pingdom.com, pingdom.com, and another one called GT Metrics. Try all three of them out. Now remember, you want to manually optimize your images, and you can use a little thing called tiny PNG, instead of using the Shopify apps like Crush.pix, because those things just generate more requests, which makes your page speed even slower. So again, remember, more requests equals slower loading time. And make sure your site is optimized for mobile. More people buying on mobile, it's critical. So make sure you write these resources down, go check them out, and use them with what's going on. Okay, now here's another thing that's kind of cool. If you already have a store and you're up and running, and you want to kind of calculate how much more money you're going to earn if your page speed was better, go to thinkwithgoogle.com/feature/mobile, and there's a little tool there that you can put in some stats and it'll tell you how much money you're leaving on the table. Pretty cool little resource. So what's another reason that customers do not convert? This is a really, really, really big one. And unless you're Amazon or Etsy, as we talked about in the previous video, trust. Trust is one of the biggest reasons people don't buy from you. Trust, trust, trust. So how do you overcome trust? Well, there's some very, very simple things that you must do to overcome trust. Make sure you have a support phone number on your website, preferably an 800 number. These days they cost very, very little, so you might as well get an 800 number. So you have a phone number, and make sure it's easy to find. Don't make it hidden. Now keep in mind, I've had 50,000 people visit our e-commerce store in the last 30 days, and I think we got 4 calls. So don't worry about getting calls. It's a trust builder, right? And have support links. Make sure that support links are, again, they're easy to find in your store. They're easy to find in all of your emails. Don't make people search and hunt for these things. Them just seeing them gives them trust. Social proof. When and if you get going, you must ask your customers to give you reviews, send you pictures, make videos, open box videos. These things in social proof is critical to increasing your conversions and increasing that trust. Customer reviews, as I said. Branding. If you have a really unbranded website that doesn't look very good, doesn't look very nice, it doesn't build trust. You know, you want to have a clean looking site, you want to have some branding put in there. We are going to go over some branding today. I did squeeze some branding in. We're going to go over that soon. Branding really, really does help that trust. And then, of course, badges and seals. So if you are a BBB, a Better Business Bureau, put the badge on there. Get your sites up there and get those little certifications and even the seals about how you accept PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever credit cards you accept. Those do help conversions. Those do help increase trust. So they're critical to do. So now, the other thing I want to cover is various site features and site things that you must have done on your site that also can create conversions. So again, if I'm running an ad on Google or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, and the ad says one thing, and they click and they come to my website and they land on a page that doesn't tie directly to my ad, bounce. Right? They need to see a mirror of what you advertise for basically when they land on your page. So a lot of people do advertising and they send them just to their home page. Don't do that. Send them to, if you're talking about leggings and it's a certain kind of leggings, send them to that leggings page, right? But here's another big one. You want to make sure you have a search bar. You want that search bar to be front and center so for people can search. That always increases sales when people can search and find, especially if you have a site with thousands of products, right? Product pictures are critical. Do whatever you can do to, once you know you have a winner and once you know you have something or if you're going into a niche, you really got to make great pictures and product videos. Depending on the video, I'll give you an example. Okay, so we're just really close to launching the Carlos Santana canvas art, okay? And this is one of the canvas arts, and I'm going to make a video showing the back, how it's shipped, the shrink wrap, everything about it. I'm going to make a video, and then here's another style that we have, and this style has got a shadow box in it. So I'll have to do a real close-up showing the shadow box, the quality, and then you do that, and you let people know what you're selling. So really product videos. Again, and if you're doing women's clothes, critical, size charts, color swatches, all this kind of stuff really, really does matter. I actually was in the office one day and I decided to do some live help, and I couldn't believe how many live help questions I got about size charts. And so we put the right size charts, put them up there, made them really clear and understanding, and all of a sudden all that support cost went down as well, right? Now, abandoned cart. Abandoned cart, and I'm going to go over this a little bit too, is the most profitable part of what's going on. People that actually made it to your cart, put something in the cart and said checkout, those are your most likely buyers. Those are the ones you want to focus on. Those are the ones you want to convert. And we'd like to convert those using text messaging, Facebook Messenger, and email. So it's just critical that you do this stuff on your website. So let's talk about abandoned carts for a second. Abandoned carts are the most valuable traffic and money source we have aside from actual buyers. These people actually went through your site, found what they wanted, added to the cart, and for some reason aborted. Internet lost out. Got a phone call, emergency at home, whatever, the credit card didn't work, something. Those are your hottest buyers. So we'll typically send out an email within the first 30 minutes, and we will not offer them a discount. Then we'll send another email in 1 hour. Then we'll send another email in 2 hours. Then we'll send another email in 24 hours with a 10% discount. And then we'll send another email in 40 hours with a 15% discount. Now, this is what we're doing with higher end brands like Skinny Girl, because we know it's a high in demand brand. They can't really get it anywhere else. So this is working for us. But you can test sending out a 10% discount in the first 30 minutes. You want those people back. Believe me, you want them back. So now with text messages, same thing. First text message goes out in 30 minutes. Second text message goes out in 5 hours. Third text message goes out in 24 hours with a discount. And I typically don't do more text messages because I want to be able to keep people and not get them upset about doing too many text messages. And now with Facebook Messenger, 20 minutes later, no discount. 5 hours later, no discount. 24 hours later, 10% discount. And, and I don't really typically do more than 3 Facebook Messengers, but you can test this too. So test all this stuff. But this 3-pronged approach to converting abandoned carts to get them back to your store and to complete their order, critical. It's got to be a big, big, big focus of your e-commerce. And I got to tell you, it hasn't been of mine for a long time. And in the last 4 or 5 months, I've really been studying all the top earners and talking to them. And they hit me over the head with how critical this is. So make sure you do that. Okay, so that's kind of just some of the conversion strategy techniques that you have to implement and execute on. And obviously there's a lot more. And when you get involved with us and our training, we do this training where we're going to constantly give you the up-to-date new stuff and share with you what's working, what's not working, and train you on these things and help you with your sequence. But I want to kind of talk just a little bit about brand. And because, you know, our parent company, Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, we're about building brands. We're about building creating wealth, right? So a great brand equals wealth. You know, a brand with equity is an asset that can be leveraged to accelerate your brand through licensing deals. It allows you to command higher prices, sell at higher margins, acquire new businesses with less effort and lower advertising and marketing costs. So additionally, your brand can be sold for a premium in the future. And let me give you a few examples. So what makes a consumer willing to pay more for a t-shirt? Like you got Hanes over here with 3 t-shirts for $8.50. And then you got the Nautica, 1 t-shirt for $19.50, and then you got the John Varvatos at $98 to $150. It's brand. They're all white t-shirts, right? It's brand. So this is why you really want to put a little energy, and actually I should say a lot of energy and a lot of effort into a long-term strategy of brand building, right? And there are 3 R's of branding I'm going to run through. One is it needs to be easy to remember, easy to repeat, easy to refer. The 3 R's of branding. So one of the things that Burnt taught me, and he always says, he goes, they may forget what you say, they may forget what you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. So that's why we always talk about emotions and emotional tie-ins and leveraging different audiences online and trying to get the grandma who loves football or the mom who's having a baby. You know, you're trying to pull in that emotional thing and then make them feel good about something. You'll see always the biggest and best sellers online have something that really have a feeling with them, right? So 2, you want to be able to repeat your stuff. You have to have clear, compelling, and memorable brand promise that you leave your loyal customers to figure out, right? So they can tell their friends about your brand. It's got to be clear, concise, and it takes time, and it takes messaging, and it takes postcards and emails and packaging with your products, but it does pay off in the end. And then last thing is you want to make things easy to refer, and it's not hard with social media anymore. Let people refer through emails, let people refer through social media, and let people refer through tweeting and motivate them. Hey, you know, join my contest, tweet this out and you enter to win. You can do all kinds of things to allow people to share you and become brand ambassadors to their friends and to what they're doing. Now, here's one example I just wanted to point out. I don't know if you guys ever saw the Poop-Pourri viral video to market their little spray for the toilet bowl. But it's a very, very memorable brand. It got talked about and it blew that brand up. This one viral video blew that brand up. Or how about the one on the right? Our blades are, you know, effing great. That's a memorable thing for guys and for men. That's memorable, and it also sets the tone for their brand, right? So the most important aspects you want to consider when you're starting to build a brand in a niche is authenticity, authentic, credible, and aspirational. Those are the 3 that if you can hit all 3 of those, you know, you're good. Now again, aspirational in some situations is hard to hit. But obviously, you got the Harley Davidson, very aspirational, right? But you always want to be authentic. It's like me with my videos. I am who I am. Like if I stutter, I stutter. You know, I do what I do. I am what I have people tell me all the time, I'm very authentic, right? And then you want to be credible. And you want to create credibility by offering a great product, right? None of this works without a great product. So you want to offer a great product. You want to offer great customer service, that kind of stuff. And last but not least, I want to just mention this thing and then we're going to wrap it up, is authenticity amplifies affection, right? So transparency, personal connection, consumer participation, take responsibility, keep it real. Good news, bad news, no news. You really want to be authentic with what you're doing. So with that being said, I want to wrap up today's video and say thanks for staying with me through this training. I hope you got a massive value out of it. I hope this helps solve some problems for you, and I hope that you want to get involved with e-commerce with us. I hope you want to join our community, get involved in our program, and we are going to share on Monday LaunchCart. We're going to reveal to you LaunchCart. We're going to share with you all the different cool features, why it's different, why we believe it's a disruptor in the industry, and we're also going to talk about sourcing some products and how we help solve that product, because the other part of this whole issue is you have to source products. You know, products is what you're selling, so you have to source products, you have to make that stuff work, and to source products can be very daunting. And we have a solution for that we're rolling out in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year. We're going to share that with you too. So I just want to again say thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please comment below. Tell me what you thought of today's training. Let me know what questions, what questions you want answered about today's training. And we'll see you on Monday for video 4, and we'll wrap up this video training series. So this is Greg Ratter saying thank you very much. I appreciate you. Do what I do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them.